Good morning. It's Radio Douglas.
Good morning, everybody. What day is it? It's Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. It's Tuneful Tuesday, as a matter of fact. If you see Mr. Brogy, he's waving, but I think you have to talk for your name to flash up.
Hi, it's
There
Mr.
he
Brogy
is.
here on Tuneful Tuesday. Well, that's only if you have it on speaker view, which I do not.
Yeah, and right now, Mrs. Lorenago, we come across as everybody. It's only when we share our screen that you get to see one special person.
Oh, I'm so silly. I really
Miss-
should know these Zoom things by now.
Mrs. Lorenaga is going off script again.
I
Just
am.
read the words.
It's Tuesday, April 28th. The official Douglas time is 8:31.
We wish a hearty happy birthday once again to William Price, who we erroneously wished happy birthday to yesterday. So 2 days of birthday for you, William Price. If you're paying attention, we get birthdays wrong a lot. But you share your birthday with Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, and Penelope Cruz, the star of many a film movie. Is there any other kind of movie?
Yes.
Videotape.
There's
Yes.
short movies like Raiders of the Lost Chicken. Let's not forget. See, I'm not on the script.
Luckily, we have Mr. Brogy with us here today for Tuneful Tuesdays. What do you have for us today, Mr. Brogy?
Well, I have a song that I think we can all appreciate. And it is, if you throw up that graphic, it is a famous book that was made into a poster. I think it's probably in that order. That was...
That's what every author aspires to. I want to write a book that was made into a poster.
I'm sure Robert Fulghum is very proud. I'm going to write a book. Someday, maybe this could be a poster.
Is it also going to be a song?
Anyway, Robert Fulghum wrote that. And I should have had you throw up another graphic because now, I think John McCutcheon, I think is the guy who wrote a song called The Kindergarten Wall, which is inspired by the book. I think probably inspired by the poster, honestly, when you listen to the song. Anyway, I thought I would share that song with you today. I've been practicing, a handful of times, so I might be ready. When I was a little kid, not so long ago, I had to learn a lot of stuff I didn't even know. How to dress myself, tie my shoes, how to jump a rope, how to smile for the camera without looking like a dope. But of all the things I learned, my favorite one of all was a little poem hanging on the kindergarten wall. See the tie-in? Of all you learn here, remember this the best. Don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the roots grow down and then the plant grows up. I would say only hold hands with your family unit these days. When crossing the street. Well, there was first, second, third grade, fourth grade too. I had to learn the hard stuff that the big kids knew. How to add, subtract, multiply, read and write and play. How to sit in a little uncomfortable desk for nearly half the day. But of all the things I had to learn, of all the great and small, still my favorite was the poem on the kindergarten wall. Of all you learn here, remember this the best. Don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the roots grow down and then the plant grows up. Here's the verse where it gets real. Well, Well, lately I've been worried as I look around and see an awful lot of grown-ups acting foolish as can be. Not me. I know there's lots of things to know I haven't mastered yet. Still, I think there's some important things that grown-ups soon forget. And we'd all be better off if only they'd recall the little poem hanging on the kindergarten wall. With me now, all you'll learn here, remember this the best. Don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat. Hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the roots grow down and then the plant grows up.
Yay!
That was
Thank you.
wonderful, Mr. Brogy. Perfect for this Tuesday morning. I like the part about take a nap every day. That resonates with me.
In fact, she's taking a nap right now. You lulled her to sleep. What's great is that as you're singing the song, Mr. Brogy, Mrs. Lorenaga and I are dancing along, and nobody can actually see it because you're the only one on the screen at this point. So
I would
That's
like to
great.
encourage people to go online and check out the version of, again, I think it's John McCutcheon playing it live, which is on YouTube. Maybe I can put it on my website. It's because he plays piano, and it's just this jaunty little happy piano playing. I think it's really nice.
all right. Well, we'll check that out. Thank you very much for starting our day with a song.
You're welcome.
Great song too. Loved that. Oh, wow.
Caleb
That's a neat room.
started his day by making his bed. Look at
Wow.
that. Look at that finely made bed.
You could bounce a quarter right off that.
I like the way that everything's tucked in, and his huge cat Pez dispenser. Which I think which has been clarified for me as to be actually a fan. But wouldn't that be fantastic?
It would be, but think about how big the Pez would have to be. That'd be
Right?
a ton of sugar.
Oh, and Shri, our science expert who was on the other day, who got the lemon into the mason jar or the
Yeah.
lime, the
amazing
lemon
thing.
ultimately, has been thinking about his own reflections about the quarantine and the pandemic, and writing it down and really trying to make sense of it. And he shared his mom shared the actual copies of the book that he wrote, the pages from the book. And what a great way for him and anyone else really to process what's going on, is to try to explain, for future generations in your own little journal, what's going on with you. So thank you, Shri, and his mom for sharing that idea.
I couldn't agree with you more, because in like 5 or 10 years, this will have moved on and we won't remember. And to have a keepsake like that, it's pretty cool. Do I see like a molecule in there that he drew?
Yeah, he drew the coronavirus.
That's pretty intense. Good job, Shri.
Oh, so here is our thanks, the first of our thanks to the essential workers. Helen has been taking virtual gymnastics every day, and her or not every day, but every week. And her gymnastics teachers have been out there teaching gymnastics. So thank you to all the teachers, the gymnastics teachers, the knitting teachers, all the people who are out there, the music teachers.
Yeah, the guitar teachers.
Who are out there online teaching our kids. And Maggie and Addison, we're thankful for their Aunt Andrea, who continued to care for animals at the veterinarian hospital.
Nice.
Yeah, right? You said that you had to take your dog for shots. Was that today or?
I took her yesterday and it was incredible. They came out and got her and they walked her in and they did her appointment and they walked her out. It was amazing how great they were.
There are tons of people who are helping every day.
Yeah,
So
because you can't not get your shots when you're a doggy and or a person, right?
or
We
a
have to go to our
person.
doctors too. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our first two thankful slides for our health workers. Keep sending those in. Yesterday's mystery reader was Mrs. Woods. So that, if you listened carefully, you could figure out that it was Mrs. Woods. Can you identify who today's mystery reader is? I've forgotten.
Let's
So
have a listen.
let's hear.
Good morning, Douglas School. Today's poem is called The Voice by Shel Silverstein.
Got it.
There is a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside.
Nice. I love Shel Silverstein. He's the best. The Giving Tree, my all-time favorite children's book.
That,
After Ferdinand.
That poem was featured in third grade distance learning yesterday,
Nice.
or recently maybe.
Wow. Was it by the same reader?
How timely. I think you had to read it yourself. So
Oh.
no.
So now you could listen
Except for
to it
one
here.
person.
No, I bet not.
All right. Well, see, there you go. So if it was in the third grade distance learning assignments, then we're helping you out here. All right.
You can play it again and again and listen to it.
Radio Douglas Public Service. Today in history, in 1937, the first commercial flight across the Pacific operated by Pan Am, and that was the plane. Imagine getting in that plane and flying across the Pacific Ocean.
No, I can't because it's a seaplane.
Yeah,
Right?
well, that's good if you have to land in the ocean,
That's very true, but I would not be excited to go that distance in that kind of a vehicle.
right?
Nope. Even in 1937 when it must have been very advanced.
Yeah.
Are
1930.
there 6 propellers on there? Is there one? Are there 4? I can't-
Before.
4, yeah.
I think they're just 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So look how far we've come. All right, trivia time.
So yesterday's question was, what famous nurse in the late 1800s was known because of the rounds that she did at night as the lady with a lamp? And you probably guessed it. It was in fact Florence Nightingale.
I did not guess it.
It's really her.
Where was she? Do you know?
Mhm. Well, she was born in Italy and she died in England. So she was in one of those places.
Oh, all
But I
right.
think she was in England, if I had to guess. 'Cause I did read up a little bit about her.
I think I actually saw one of the hospitals that she worked in when I did a little tour in England.
Yeah. She's really famous because she led a brigade to get the hospitals to be more clean. There was a lot of disease going on at the time, and the hospitals were not sterile. So she led people and taught them how to keep them cleaner, and she saved a lot of lives by doing just that small thing.
There's a great podcast. Mr. Broshi probably has listened to it on Radio Lab recently during this pandemic. They've been doing kind of science background stories and things like that. And they just did a story on washing your hands and where that came from, and that it really didn't take off the first time because the doctor who collected all the data about washing your hands was such a jerk and so nasty that nobody ever listened to him. So they were like, no, we're not washing our hands. We don't like you.
That is crazy. Had you listened to it, Mr. Bergy?
I hadn't, because I generally only listen to podcasts when I'm traveling to gigs, and all my gigs have been canceled.
Well, you could have listened this morning on your way to the studio.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, though, because you would think that washing hands would just be like automatic, right? That it's not something you would have to learn to do or be taught to do. You just kind of do it.
Just like falling off a bicycle.
Yep. And keep on doing it, guys. Lots of soap, 20 seconds. Wash, 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 washy, washy.
All right.
Changing themes to something a little gruesome and gross. I have a spider question for you this morning. How many eyes does a spider have? And bonus, what is it called if you have an intense fear of spiders?
Don't shout it out. Wait till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You will find out.
Lots of eyes.
That is the end of our Creative Kids segment and all the other things that we do. So I have not updated our script for Tuesday.
Don't bother.
Right?
Who needs a script? I got you covered.
As
Perfect.
Richard Feynman said, there's a difference between knowing the name of something and knowing something. That is your entirely thought-provoking thought for today.
Whoa.
Have a terrific, tuneful Tuesday, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Mr. Brogy.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Oh.
A little more squeeze? No.